212 mile an hour.
All right, Mark, you're having a hell of a season so far. 3 NHDRO wins, Man Cup win, new track record at Milan. What's the difference? What's going on this year?
I think the big thing is myself and Bud Yoder worked really hard over the winters refining our engines, and we found some power. But the big thing is it was more consistency out of anything. We refined our clutch, got some consistency, and then I got to admit, we worked with Terry McIntosh with the shocks and Cole with Penske, and we really refined our shocks, and I think we got a package that works with our chassis. I think we're missing something the last couple of years with the shocks, because I think we were just, with what we got with Terry and the chassis and the way we set up the weight distribution, the shocks are just, they weren't working for us in the years past. Now we got them working together, so I think that's the big things, we can apply the power.
You definitely have a hot weather tune-up going. Tell me about the win at Rockingham.
Well, there again, you know, I think it was the big difference is we got to test during the day, figure out where the bumps are at, where the cracks are at, you know, where you can apply the power, where you can't. We were making a lot of shock adjustments, making a lot of tuning adjustments, trying to catch up. Well, I worked harder at that race than any race out there.
Yeah.
I made a decision to go there on Friday and test, which lots of times our job won't allow us to, so decided to go that extra day. It was very, very valuable. Yeah,
were you at Rockingham last year?
Yes.
Okay,
and we kind of struggled in the heat of the day.
All right.
So that was part of my choice of making it to. I went fast there last year. I think I went some 80s, but it was couldn't consistently go down the racetrack.
Yeah.
So that was part of getting there and going testing. Unfortunately, Bud didn't attend, so that kind of puts us behind because we share information and we have double the bike passes to get that information. We share and we say your bike's doing this, your bike's doing that, and I didn't have that. You know, it's kind of hard when Bud wasn't there because we share a lot of information back and forth, and two minds are better than one. He's got a very high mechanical aptitude with things. So sometimes if I miss something, he catches it, and you know, vice versa. So it's very good. We complement each other pretty well.
And a hell of a lot of experience riding these bikes.
No, I'm teaching him everything he knows, but we won't tell him that.
And is the consistency mostly just having the laps under your belt?
It does make a big difference. I think I had like a 7-week period that I had 5 races in 7 weeks. So we went to, you know, there was a period I had 5 race wins in a row, where it was 2 NHDROs and 2 Milans and a Rockingham, so that was 5 in a row. So I went to the finals again in Milan a couple weeks ago, and now got this win. So, but you're racing week in and week out. You don't just have good data, but you also become better as a rider. So consistency as a rider.
It's also the racing season is really your only chance to test because you're up in Michigan. You don't really get to test until the season starts. Yeah,
if you look at the big picture, myself and Bud went to Valdosta in the spring, and that first race was our test session. So some of it is our work. You know, we have obligations, so we couldn't make it away to travel, you know, 700-800 miles to get into warmer weather. So we just had to bite the bullet and say, okay, we're just going to make all these changes and trust that we're going to be able to figure it out quick enough.
So Mark, how are you doing in the points in all these 3 series you're racing?
Well, we're running NHDRO. We've ran Milan, which is, you know, a local deal, but there's some heavy hitters there as well, including some of the DME bikes, and Ronnie Mitchell Racing goes there as well.
Absolutely.
And we're number 1 in points at Milan. We're number 1 in points at NHDRO. And I'm pretty sure I've edged out Joey for number 1 in points at Man Cup. So, you know, it's going to be nip and tuck. I can't wait to go to Memphis. to see what we can do there and see if we can pull off. It would be great to win 3 championships in one season.
That'd be intense.
That would be great for us. So.
Absolutely, for anybody.
You betcha.
Who do you want to thank?
Oh shoot, a lot of people. So starts with Terry McIntosh. Starts with Terry McIntosh and goes all the way down. You know, Bud Yoder's my teammate, and we worked hard. A lot of late evenings trying to get these bikes together. My family, they're with me week in and week out, letting me spend all these hours out in the garage working, helping run the business. So that's great. And then as far as sponsors, Energy Coil came on board. Energy Coil has helped me tremendously. We're sharing information with them. So if anybody's looking for a good set of ignition or coils, Energy Coil is the place to go. So he's great. We switched everything over. I switched over first, and Bud switched over, and it's a big part of our consistency. And then as far as part of that, you know, Rocks, Snitz Racing, Rick Ward on the cylinder heads have been tremendous. Me and Rick Ward talk about tune-ups, talk about stuff a lot, and we've refined some things on the cylinder heads that really making a lot of power. I've been 214 this year, and we know we got more in the bank. So that's a lot of the cylinder head. MTC, you know, their pistons are amazing. They keep going and going and going, and you know, MTC. What about the Gen 2 clutch? I mean, we had 130 plus degree temperature at Rockingham, same here, and we just slip right down through the racetrack with that Gen 2 clutch. So that's you know, that's something that's been great. Ward Performance, like I said, and Robinson Industries. You know, it just seems like the gear changes are smoother and smoother every time we get a transmission from him. So that's great. So. And again, Penske. I mentioned Penske and McIntosh, but them working together and putting their minds together to figure out what these bikes want. And I've seen them out running around helping a lot of other bikes this weekend, so they're not just helping us.
Yeah.
Probably the last sponsor I'd like to thank is Comp Turbo. We worked really hard the middle of the last season towards the end of refining our turbo systems to make them work with our combination. Again, I ran Comp Turbo for the last, you know, I think it's last 7 or 8 years now, and worked with the same guys before that. Everybody knows how much power my funny bike made with the Comp Turbo. So same thing, we refined the turbo, started finding more power at the end of last year, and just had to put it all together to get it to the ground. So you know, turbo systems is it has to be very, very important. It's not just the motor; it's pushing that air through it. So.
You're also, I think your daughter has a kind of a heavy-duty junior dragster program. You want to give her a shout-out?
Yeah, Brooke. She's been tearing it up pretty good. She's only 13, and she races 13 to 17-year-olds. Boys, girls are all mixed together. So she's run a few rounds, but she's been doing really well. Just got back from NHDRO Western Conference Finals in Tulsa. So she went a few rounds there, which is tough as it gets. So she's running really good. She's very responsible for a 13-year-old. She makes me very proud. So does very well.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
All right.
Be a #1 qualifier, which is awesome. To lose it to your teammate.
Yeah, I did go 454 in qualifying, and then you know, unfortunately, you know, I had the right lane. We all went in the right lane.
Yeah.
He had lane choice. He got the right lane, and I think the bump is a little worse in the left lane.
Yep.
Possibly.
Yep.
But it's in both lanes. So I spun the tire, and he got the win. Honestly, I don't like to be #1 qualifier because it seems like that is bad luck for me. It does.
Mark's legging it out on you this year. What's the deal?
I'm not giving up though.
All right.
No, it just makes everybody better, you know. There was a point where I was a little quicker. Now he's quicker. But it's you know, it's a team effort, and I'm not giving up.
All right.
So.
Did you go to Sweden a little bit ago?
I did go to Sweden.
Yeah, tell me about that.
To help Björn with his bike, but we had a little bit of bad weather while we were there, so we didn't really get to do enough testing. We had the bike sorted out.
rained for 2 days.
And
we really needed it not to rain for 2 days, so we could get a little more runs in. So he's in Finland this weekend. I haven't talked to him. I haven't had a chance to see how he's doing. So hopefully he's doing well. But
all right. Anyway, back to you. What's going to take for you to get a win this year?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just small things here and there that make the big difference, you know. And like in that final round, I was with him until I spun. Yeah, there's a little bump in the track, and I spun. He probably still might have got me, might not, who knows, but we don't hold back, you know. We race each other, we race each other. It's not and I was giving him my best, so at the end of the day he had a better bike, but it was just finding that right sweet spot. But I fully expected it. That was first round. Second or third round, I thought for sure Mark would move up or possibly take #1 spot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would have been awesome. Then we would have faced each other till the finals. So, I ran my bike at 69 inches, and I was like 167, 168 pounds. And, like, the lighter guys could be the same wheelbase as me, the same total package, and they're like 135 pounds. So then they made a new rule. Anybody 154 or less had to be 68. So everybody went to 68 inches.
So wait, so basically you were able to add wheelbase.
What I did is the same thing Joey, Mark, and the bigger guys are even adding weight. So I put on more body weight. You know, I put on like 8 pounds. I can go an inch longer. So now I'm 70 inches, 700 pounds, and it threw off my tune-up a little bit. You know, the shock, clutch, all that. So this is the second race like that.
You're still just getting it dialed in.
Still just getting it down. I went at 454 like that. So I'm looking forward to the next race. I'm going to freshen up the motor a little bit. And this should be good.
You'll be happy to get back on the quarter mile at Indy?
I can't wait. You know, the 454 is not a 440, but it's still a fast. And it's been a while since it went that quick. So I'm excited to go quarter mile, and with what we learned this weekend, to apply it next time. You know, Indy's a good track.
Who do you want to thank, Bud?
Well, everybody that Mark mentioned, and then also Brock's Performance for the support. You know, we get the BST wheels, of course, but also a few other parts. You know, the one is the oil pan baffle, and there's a few things we get, and then RCC for the support he's given.
Very good. Very good. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, man. Winter circle soon, huh?
That's right. It's gonna happen.
Terry. We're discussing with Mark about all the great things he's got going on this year, and we've been talking about and Bud playing catch up on his former student. Tell me about this year from your perspective.
As always, it's been really good just working with these guys. They're really professional. I've known Bud for 10 plus years, and Mark for 3. It's just really good working with them. His mindset's just unbelievable, man. He's trying new things. There's a reason why he's in points lead, that's for sure. And he'll continue to be there too. So it's gonna be hard to beat him.
And what? Tell me about working on your contribution over the course of a race weekend.
Well, I do a lot of the mechanical end of it: the tire, the clutch, the track. Try to go out and check the track out good. Try to get them spotted right. So I mean, my end minimal to what them guys have actually for getting the bike tuned in and stuff. But we discuss everything. We go over it. Me and Bud especially go over each other's tune-ups and stuff. We kind of agree with everything. So.
Tell me about what you got going on. Do you develop any of the parts you develop come out of this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this always helps out. Anytime you're going fast here, you learn things. Learn things from other people. Every time you get some new people that you're working with and a new venture, you're able to learn something off of it. At least you should be able to, anyways. So yeah, I can learn a lot of new stuff. And with swing arms, they've continued to get lighter and lighter over the years, so that helps out too. We're starting to realize what we can get away with, what we can't get away with. So yeah, that helps out with the product development.
Yeah, Name one trick new part you got.
Oh, wow. That's hard to say. I mean, we got a new subframe design that we came up with.
Nice.
We're using those now.
Nice.
Which Bud and Mark actually haven't got that. We're building a new grudge bike, and we are going to be using them on that, along with a different type of swing arm too, with different configuration on that. We've actually been getting into a lot more Harley stuff too. So.
Cool. All right. Well, Terry, thanks. And
all right, thank you.
Congratulations on a great year so far.
Yeah,
Keep it rolling.
Good.